Welcome to the live, y'all. How y'all doing? You're coming into the live. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me know who you are so that way I know who is actively on the live with me. Tonight's live, we're going to touch on a few topics on tonight's live. A couple of them I put in the description, but there's a few more that we'll talk about as well. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to come on before I jump into it. There's so much happening. Take some notes. Tonight's live. All right, welcome to the live. How you doing? Go ahead and introduce yourself. If you're coming on the live, please click that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can stay in tune with me on different topics. I am a commentary channel. On here, we discuss several things, including skits, reaction videos from Country Wayne. Also keep in tune with the news. I offer motivational tips and a little information about my life as well. But today's discussion is going to be about Baby J, which we all know as Jamal White. His family called him Baby J. As well as we're going to talk about the floods that are going on around the world. It is crazy out here and I think I'm going to start with the floods. It's really crazy the weather is and how everything really has been flooding out ever since Texas. And Texas themselves, they have not caught a break yet since this last flood. But here recently, I know New York is up underwater as well. And New York is not that far away from where I'm at right now. Hey Marissa, how you doing? So we're talking about the floods. New York is flooded. I know around the 4th of July. 4th of July holiday, it was Texas, it was South Carolina, North Carolina, parts of Georgia. I know Florida is up under a tropical storm warning, and I think Louisiana is also preparing for some type of bad weather. There has been a catastrophic tornadoes running across the whole Midwestern states. We were looking crazy here a few days ago. The sun was about to go down up in here. But it went over us. We saw the weather coming in, but thank God it didn't do much of anything. I am doing good. 100 people 92 us into the chat. Thank you so much. But today, I think the focus was on the area of New York. And New York is up, I mean, they are underwater from their underground subways to a lot of people are getting flooded inside their homes because the water is basically, I guess how New York, and I think some places here in Maryland are like that too. Ours isn't because we just have a townhouse, but they have where the apartments like are on a lower level, like it's in a basement apartment, and you see like a window, and you see all the water flooding into the windows, and it's flooding people out of their apartments. One lady had on, she was saying she hoped it didn't hit the electrical box, and I'm like, oh my God, it just seems, I mean, bizarre that a lot of this stuff is going on. Um, I'm gonna shoot over so y'all can see some of it. And now they're talking about Illinois. Illinois, another one. Illinois is also, so we got Illinois. And my kids, their dad in Illinois right now. But Illinois, is New York. I think they said something happened in Arizona as well, as far as in the honey. My pronouns is everybody else's pronouns. I mean, so whatever pronouns you learned in school is the same pronouns. I'm a female, so I don't believe in all that stuff. Either you're a man or you're a woman, so that's how we identify over here. So yes, let's not go there. Hello from Russia. You're Russia. Oh, okay. How's it going over there? Cause y'all know how our president and y'all president is not really. They not really vibing right now. I don't understand, but I like it. You like what? Oh, you don't understand what I'm saying? They don't have the translator where it can translate what I'm saying on your end. I thought they made that kind of like for everybody to have for their lives. But yeah, I'm gonna flip over so y'all can kind of see how we did the other night. Well, we were doing videos. Tonight we're not doing videos. We're actually talking. So I'm gonna put it over so y'all can kind of see what's going on. Y'all can hear it. One of the hardest hit areas is Washington County. Heavy rain started drenching the area about 6 p.m. Thursday. Swelling streams and creeks. Now this is Indiana. Wife were watching the water rise at the New Beacon United Methodist Church, where what is the pastor? It turned up pretty fast, Lloyd said. I was talking on the phone to a friend of mine 1 minute, and about 2 minutes later, the water was here. People, cars are stalling out. One man tried to drive through the flood and his car caught on fire. I don't know if it was like an electrical car, it was, but that baby went up in flames. That was in New York. I know Washington, they flooded as well earlier this week and last week. I think Washington, D.C. got flooded. Virginia got flooded. Like I said, well, I guess we're in that little pocket to where it happening. I asked one of the locals here a couple of weeks ago, because we do get a lot of flash flood warnings. Have one ever happened here? And said that one happened back in '98. But they built trenches to kind of have the water go over, because it kind of tore up the downtown area where I'm at now. So thank God I'm not, because I mean, from tornadoes to tropical storms, and I know Florida's getting ready to enter into their hurricane season. So, but here recent fires. It's 5 a.m. here. Only you have time. Only you have time. I understand what you're saying now. Hold on. That was the other night that I was showing y'all. That whole thing with Jay-Z, man, that is so freaking crazy. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna show y'all what I was watching. Y'all can see what I was watching as far as the flood for New York. And they were showing you actual pictures with the flood in New York. I'm just gonna, so that way y'all can see it. This is New York City in New York. If anybody's on the live that's from New York, if you're able to talk, I'm sure. Let us know how the weather is going, how it is actually up there. Are these current pictures, or this is something posted from the past? Because the way this looks, it looks crazy. Look at all that water. Like, this is inside some house inside the subway. And they said it smells really, really bad. I guess because of the sewer waters or whatnot. I don't know why they walking up the stairs. How would they even first be down inside the tunnels? I mean, I'm not from New York, so I don't know how that works. Well, Angela, how you doing? I'm not sure how that worked, but they was walking up from the tunnels. I would think if it's flooded, they would have shut that off because that's a drowning hazard. Hey, Trey, how you doing? We're talking about the floods, and we're also going to dabble a little bit about Baby J, which is Jamal White, who I have been covering the story on. Currently, right now, we're talking about in New York. Also learned that they flooded in Illinois. I know Washington D.C. was flooded last week, in Virginia last week, but currently this week it's New York, it's Illinois, um, parts of North Carolina, South Carolina a couple of weeks ago. But I was just showing some pictures uh, from this guy's thing here. But anyway, they're in the base. I don't know. I'm not in New York. But they look like they're in the subway, and they're coming up because it's flooded from in the subway. But if the city is as flooded as it looks from here, and I mean, people's cars were getting stalled out. One man's car caught on fire. Look at this. It is a freaking river on the expressway. There's the bridge. Look how that water is. It's like their vehicles have turned into boats. This is New York City. That is crazy. And I want him to show where the people were being flooded out of their homes. See, there's a lot of talking and stuff. This one guy was literally he was helping people push their cars out of the road because they were getting stalled out because of the high water. Look at this. That looks like a Tesla darn near underwater. This right here is New Jersey. So New Jersey is another place that's and I think New Jersey isn't that far from New York. I guess where this place they're showing. Bloodhound Gang. That's a state of emergency. Right. Like, it is wild. And this is today. This is footage from today. So this is going on right now. But like I said, I would have thought they would have closed up the subways. But I wanted to try the people's houses that live like the basement, the bottom floor, I guess is how you know, that car he got right here. The guy who car caught on fire right there. That was in Jersey, North Plainfield, New Jersey. His whole car caught on fire when he tried to drive through the water. Did he just push that man in the water? It looked like he pushed him in the water. I gotta go because that looked like he pushed that man in the water. Ain't no way in the world I would have been there. He pushed him in the water. I don't know why he would push the man in the water. He literally pushed him in. I don't know if he pushed him in there. Right. I don't know if he pushed him in there because somebody was pulling him out, but it looked like he literally pushed that man in the water. That is crazy. Or either he's a rescuer and they were suiting him up and putting him in to go help somebody. I don't know, but ain't no way in the world I'm going to let you sit there and push me in no raging water. Sorry, sir. That is insane. Hold on. The other one was this guy here. He was literally helping people get out of the water. I think this is the one where he's going to show you the houses. He, hold on. Yeah, this is the one where they're going to show you their houses. And the guy was literally helping people push their cars from out of the water. I think these flood waters like came in out of nowhere because I can't understand. Yeah, that's still New York. I can't understand them knowing that these roads were flooded and then still drive through there. So I think it happened like within minutes or something. They said this is historic rainfall. That area right there sort of reminds me of like our downtown in Florida, where they have the concerts and stuff there. There's a little bend just like that they can drive around to get to the stage. The heaviest rainfall just as the sun was rising in Brooklyn. Okay, so this is Brooklyn. Watch how they show you the water is going into these people's houses. They said some people drowned or potentially was about to drown, something like that. You'll hear it. So see how the hill is down? Look, that's another house at the bottom. Look, the water is going inside these people's houses. They say people drown. On the real though, that's how it look in Jacksonville on Cassett Avenue. This is exactly what it looked like. Your car literally be floating, but because we're like 6 feet, we're 6 feet under sea level where I'm from. So that right there looks flood, but not going into people's houses. But we know as back home. Now I'm not home right now, but we know back home what roads to avoid and do not drive on because that's bad. It literally be up to your driver's window, and people still be driving through it as if their car is going to make it through that much water. In our downtown, when they get flooded, we have a statue in the middle of our downtown, and that thing, the only thing they be sticking up is the very top of it. It's right by St. Hospital. It literally floods out almost every heavy rain. It doesn't have to be nothing severe. That's just how our weather is where I'm from. But this right here, that's why I would not. I don't know if, in New York, if they know this, that this area floods, but this is something historical. This is something that they're not used to. But like back home, there's no way I would live out Riverside, where I'm telling y'all that Riverside, Cassett Avenue, just no way I would do that because they always flood out in regular rain. So if something serious comes through there, they're in trouble. You waiting on you to get out of the way, sir. Hang on. That is crazy. Are y'all now here go the house? Are y'all experiencing bad weather where y'all are at? Are y'all getting heavy rains and or anything? You know, where's everybody's from? Like, what state are y'all from? Look at that water. That is going into somebody's house. There's no way in the world I would live on the bottom floor knowing that it's a possibility I can get flooded out like that. Ain't no way in the world. They're like a freaking waterfall. In 2021, the residents of Hurricane Ida killed over 103 roughly. Most drowned in flooded apartments. Former Mayor Bill De Velasco said after Ida land went too fast, they evacuated the residents. No, Texas. Okay, you're from Texas, North Carolina, California. Oh, what happened up there in California today where that explosion happened? Are you close to where that happened, Angela? Because there was an accident in California at the police station. Three people are deceased now. Right, right. They really do. Baby, I would be in a panic. You hear me? But one thing about it, you can't fight against Mother Nature, honey. And I know people be like, "There's no Mother Nature." But there is an actual Mother Nature because we all come from the earth, and so therefore the earth is our mother. But you're not okay. Okay, it's good. Yeah, that happened earlier today. Um, of course, they're not really releasing a lot of details. The FBI and all that was out there doing an investigation at the police department. So this is at 9:55 in Brooklyn. It ain't raining no more. They are underwater. At 10 a.m. the rain ended, but already more than half a foot of water. Ooh, look at that one. And I want to do if they like us, it's probably like a certain time frame. With certain things in Florida, they don't cover on like car insurance and stuff like that. 'Cause I remember when my vehicles had got somebody used my vehicle as a shield from getting shot, and they shot up my car. Um, the insurance would not pay for it because of the event that happened. It was shot up. It wasn't an accident, so they wouldn't cover it. So I'm just like wondering. Um, what they do about stuff like this. Like if their cars get totaled inside this weather, do they replace people's cars or are they just SOL? Yeah, that's a whole nother story on itself. I have to tell that story. I mean, oh Lord, two parking in my neighborhood. I'm gonna have to do a video about that one because that was crazy. I think I still got the pictures of it. How they, I never knew a bullet went through a car like that. Like, I mean, it was several bullets that went through, but I mean, went from one end through the next, through seats and everything. If somebody was in that car, they would have been a goner. But anyhow, look at this. Man, that is. absolutely insane. News reporter and cameraman at risk for stories is bumping right. Right. Well, but if they don't be out there, we wouldn't have it. That was like I was in the tornado that ran through. I want to say it was Indiana. No, it was Wisconsin, I think. And the guy was out there, and he literally was like filming it, but he was like chasing the storm or whatever. And then this one lady, they showed her, she literally got caught in her car while the tornado was going over the car. And that thing was huge. All you saw was like trees going over her, and she was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" She was hollering and screaming. I was like, "Lord." But with something like this, there's really nothing you could do, though. I mean, when you're talking about nature, you at the mercy of the Lord at that point. Because what can you do? You know, you can prepare all you want to, but if something like this that happened that is historic or catastrophic or biblical, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. But pray and hope that you survive it. Mm. And then another place had a tsunami. I think it was Australia. That's an earthquake and then a tsunami warning. If they didn't have an actual tsunami, it's like the crazy part about it, and why I'm focusing on it so much, is it's literally happening everywhere simultaneously. This is not stuff that happened weeks ago or months ago. This is stuff that is happening every single day across the United States. It's like, what is really going on? Right. That's really all you can do, though. They're pushing that car out. And see, the craziest part about us, see, I don't know about New York, but see, when our water gets that high, you have to worry about gators, because there's a lot of gators in our city. So, and snakes, water moccasins, and stuff like that. So, I don't know what's going on in New York, but you also have to worry about what's in that water that you cannot see. Yeah, see what he's saying? Like, yeah, we got gators, so like we don't play with the water. Like getting in that, no, we stay in our cars and we just wait for somebody to come because you don't know what's in the water. Once the water rise up, especially if you're in a murky area or a swamp area, and there's a lot of swamps and stuff around Florida, like. And believe it or not, even in areas that don't really have swamps, like I used to stay in this one apartment complex on the south side, where it was a bridge right down the street from our apartment complex, and it was full of baby gators and gators down there. I mean, like, you just don't know. So to me, when I see um, stuff like this, I'm just thinking about home and how I would feel or how I would react to something like this. I'm a little bit leery walking in that water. He said, "So this is not the time not to know what type of insurance you have." But here's the thing: does the insurance cover something that is out of the ordinary? Like I said, because I know when that incident happened with the car I was in, they did not cover that. I would just it was just I had to fix it myself. This is happy Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. How are you? I hope everything is going good with you. I hope they have, and but I haven't heard anything where they have declared it a state of emergency. But another thing I want to talk about is talking about states of emergency. Oh, what about, and I know I didn't put this on my thing, but I just want to briefly talk about these Epstein files and that goddamn Trump and how he conveniently, now I don't wish bad on absolutely nobody, so I don't wish nothing happened to him, but they're asking for him to release over the file, but what he releasing over his medical records. Like, dude, if it ain't something where you're getting ready to get taken out, and I heard the possibilities that it could be severe, but thank God in his case it's not, because I wouldn't wish that on absolutely nobody. But instead of you, and I'm sure there were presidents that had to go to the hospital while they was in office, and you ain't heard about they doctor's statement. I mean, he made it a point, so he wanted everybody to know what was going on. So they held a press conference to read his medical report that basically says he has issues where he could probably have like blood clots or something, with the blood going in and out of his heart. But there's an issue at this time. But it's the fact that he forced this information on the public when everybody is in demand asking him for those files. And here's my take on this. I don't think y'all ever gonna get the files. I don't think the public ever gonna be able to see that, because I just personally think he's in there somewhere and it's showing some serious info about him. He don't want everybody to know. Which is probably why he probably would have pardoned Diddy if the need be. Because I feel like he probably doing some of the same mess that Diddy was doing. Because, baby, he is not turning over those files. You hear me? It's like, no. He did turn over his medical report. I'm like, this man, he don't stop at nothing. But I also want to throw this out here just in case, because they did put out his medical records. We know how the Simpson predicted. They said he was supposed to pass away sometime in August of 2025. This was the Simpsons prediction back in 1990 something. They predicted that he was going to pass. Now, how he passed, I'm not really sure, because I think one was he got shot. The other one was they just showed him deceased, laying in his casket, gone. But on a date, on the cartoon, it read August. It said August 25th or August something, 2025. So, and now he's showing his medical records how he could possibly have a blood clot. But yeah, I just wanted to ask everybody how did they feel about this a bit of buffoonery? Because not to say that what he's going through isn't severe, and could be. It can be, but the fact that you putting it out here now, sir, when everybody is demanding these Epstein files, and all of a sudden now you want to show your medical records. Why didn't you show your medical records for the Epstein file when you was around here acting all dingy and stupid and doing all this other stuff that you were doing? But I digress. I just had to throw that, y'all. What do y'all think, for the ones that are actually on the live? Tell me how you feel about that situation. Let's see. And then we're also going to talk about Baby J. And we all know him as the beloved Jamal White. I feel so sorry for this baby, because he is going through a lot with his family. I'm not sure. Well, according to reports, he's still in the custody of Child Protective Service, even today. Well, I do want to look up to see what the judge, because one of the guys, Corey Williams, that was arrested, was supposed to go before the judge today for his in court, because they have arrested all three men that were in connection with kidnapping of little 7-year-old Jamal White. And it was all behind, everybody thought it was the dad, because the dad be on Instagram posting a whole bunch of stacks of money, and he had a job and all this other stuff. So they were speculating that the father was actually in the streets. Now, that's not to say he's not in the streets, because his baby's mother, and she's a well-known Earl dealer. So who knows? I mean, was he flogging her money, or was he flogging their money, or what? The world will never know, and hopefully they don't be as dumb as these criminals are and tell on themselves. I mean, literally, Corey, they don't seem that bright if they're following behind a 14-year-old, because according to Corey Williams and the other 38 male, who they have not disclosed his name yet, which I'm curious as to why they haven't disclosed his name. He's 38. I can understand the 14-year-old because they're a minor, and until they become of age, even if they commit a crime, unless they charge an adult, then that type of information don't typically get released to the public. But the 38-year-old male, why aren't they disclosing his name? Unless the only thing I can think of is the 38-year-old male is someone that they already done said, but they're not trying to make connection yet because they're still trying to pin some stuff on them. And typically, law enforcement will do stuff like that, like only giving you the bare minimum because they don't want nobody to trigger somebody to say this or that to them, to hinder their investigation. So that's the only thing I'm thinking is whoever this 38-year-old man is, their name probably was already announced, but they're not letting you know that's who it is yet until they get whatever they want on them. Because they have a confession from Corey, and Corey done identified the other three men that was all involved in this. And the little boy, baby Jay, basically said exactly what, well, the baby Jay told the story on what happened. A smart young man that he can even recall the story as good and well as him. But not only did he tell the story, but the guy who drove the car actually told the exact same story as baby Jay. So they don't think that Corey Williams is lying. Williams is the only one other than the uncle and the mama whose name is being released right now. The 14-year-old that was involved and the 38-year-old that was involved, their names have not been released as of yet. But hold on, I want to see if I can find something about. This is the name of update from. I have to look it up because it's public record, so I can go look it up in their city. I got their city. I can go look up their public records to see what I can find on there. Yes, baby Jay recalled exactly what happened. He told the police officers from the time the guy jacked him up from behind, because he said he took off. He told the cops. He said he seen the guy and he started running, which we all saw that on camera, so we know that's what happened. And he tried to run to the back. The guy grabbed him by the back of his shirt and pulled him up, and that's how he got him. But he said once they got to the location that Corey was taking him to, they made a phone call to his mother, that's what I was saying, like, we keep hearing about the dad, what am I at? You know, I was kind of blown about that when I first told the story about where's the mom, because all you're hearing about is the dad and the uncle. But Corey Williams called his mother, and the baby Jay said he heard the man call his mom, and the man asked his mom for some money and some jewelry, which he didn't say $100,000. The baby didn't say $100,000. The baby just said some money and some jewelry. And then when Corey's story, Corey said he asked her for $100,000 for ransom because they initially went to her house to go to her, but when they went there, she wasn't there. So they went to the father's house where he be at. I'm not sure if it's the father's house or just where he be. And that's when they saw the father and baby Jay coming from they saw baby Jay coming down the sidewalk, and then they saw the father getting out of the car, and they went, and that's what you see, where you see the guy breaking off to go for the father. They went to go grab him, to drag him, but he went in the house. So since they couldn't get him at that point, that's when they went after the baby. A lot of people are looking down on him because you literally ran in the house and left your child outside. Which, when I first did the video, I said, well, you know, none of us kind of know what happened. But the story he gave was he always told his son that if anything was to happen, he trained him on what he should do, which sparked my attention as to what's going on at your house where you're training your son to run away from you. Like, I have had 5 kids, and I've never thought to tell any one of my kids to run away from me because I wasn't doing anything illegal around my kids, or illegal, for that matter of fact. But I wouldn't understand why would somebody tell their son to run away from them. If anything, you know, run and I'll be right there with you. But instead, this is what he said. He said that he trained this little boy to, that's what he told him to do, run away from him. So when I first told the story, I was like, well, if that's what he did, then the little boy did exactly what his dad told him to do, run away from him. But the case at all, that he was just running because the people was trying to pull him up in the car and at him. Now, what the guy said was, when they called the mom and she said that she was going to bring the $100,000 to them for his son, she never showed up, nor did she bother to contact police officers and let them know this either, which makes her look bad. As to, okay, the moment they call you and you know your son is missing, why don't you call police even when y'all called the police and said he was kidnapped, why you didn't give this information to the police that they was trying to get money from you? It took the kid, the one who was doing the crimes, to tell that they actually was trying to get money up out of you for the child, which is not bad on you if you would have told it. It's bad on you because you didn't tell it. Anyway, she said she was going to meet them at the park and do the exchange because she is a well-known drug dealer. And so apparently they must have, he had the money. But she never came and showed up to come get her son, which the son said she never came, and he was upset because she never came. Well, thank you, but that's how I would be thinking, like with mine anyway. And the son said he was upset because she never came to pick him up, well, rightfully so, because if I hear my mama saying she coming to get me, she don't come and get me, like, mama, what's your problem, you know? But she didn't even tell that to the cops. Like, that's the part make her look extremely bad. You know, she didn't even discuss this with the police officers. She didn't discuss this with her family because her family is clueless as to what's going on. They trying to figure out why would somebody want to unless of course they playing the role and they know she big time and he is too, and they just acting stupid. But what is that going to do for your nephew or your family member if they need to try to find him? And they said that once she didn't show up, the plan was to hurt him, to show her that plan with her. So they was going to cause bodily harm to the child, but it never happened. I think what ended up happening was when that second surveillance footage came out, it scared all of them, and they changed their mind from doing something because the car that they were driving was Corey's girlfriend's car. So he borrowed her car to commit this crime. Even though it didn't have the license plate, he was smart enough to take the license plate off of that car, so they couldn't identify it, but it was car. So I think that's what kind of deterred them from causing harm because of that second surveillance, and it really caught the full aspect of what was going on. That kind of changed everything when it went public to everybody what was going on. They didn't want to have a murder charge or another charge, but they're all facing 120 years. That's a long time, 120 years. And Corey was supposed to go to the court today to find out, do his court intake on this actual case. But y'all, the world we living in, absolutely. Jamal White kidnapped, tell police, child drug dealer. Kidnappers tell police, child drug dealer. Hold up. But my thing is, what are y'all listening to a 14-year-old child for? If a 14-year-old child to do something that's stupid, you as a 38-year-old man and a 39-year-old man know better not to listen to a 14-year-old child. Some people are comparing this to some movie called The Wash or something. They were saying they said it sounded identical to it. I've seen this movie before, so I don't know what they're talking about. But they're saying it's literally the blueprint of this movie. So I guess the 14-year-old boy saw the movie and thought, oh, we could try to get this money from her. And apparently they thought she had it, but apparently her child wasn't worth the $100,000 that they was requesting for her. And I say that because she didn't have to pay them $100,000, but the lady didn't even first tell the cops about all this. That's the crazy part. Now they said that Jamal was an influencer as well. The little boy has his own Instagram page that his mom created for him. I guess they was exploiting the child, trying to make money from him that way, while she out in the streets making money from the brother. This is crazy. I don't know. I hope there's somebody in the family that truly ain't tied in with this lifestyle that get this child. And if they can't find nobody in the family that's not connected to this type of lifestyle, they need to get that baby in another family. And whoever, whatever other kids is inside their house, with another family, because this is crazy. And then this fool shooting up the neighbor. There you go, right there, shooting up the neighbor. The guy said he tried to come out and help him with his nephew, and he go shooting him. Like, why are you the person that's trying to help you? Unless, of course, he got something to do with it. Yeah, that would make you think twice about helping the next person if the person you helping trying to shoot you and kill you and unalive you for trying to help somebody. And in the recent story of 7-year-old Jamal Jr., who was abducted, kidnapped in front of his home, right in front of his father. See, look at the baby, right? The baby. Boy, he took off. It had to be that 14-year-old that was chasing him. Cause boy, that little boy took off. You hear me? Boy, it had to be the 14-year-old that pulled him up. But as we know in the update, Jamal has since been found, and he's in custody of CPS, like I was reporting. And it was a suspect that was arrested, and his name happens to be Corey Williams. Yeah, that's the one that told the whole story, Corey Williams. His charges are still pending, and now we have a situation where the mother, Siobhan, she goes by Paris Marie on social media, and this is the mother of baby J, who is abducted. And now that baby J has been found, the mother, Siobhan Williams, has been booked. She has been arrested for some charges, and those charges are pending as well. Okay? And now people are running with, more conspiracy theories, more lies, more misinformation. And this right here just hurts the family, man. I've been doing research on this, okay? And I went through a lot of family members' pages on Facebook, because this is where you're going to find a lot of this, information that is on Facebook. And these lies that are being told right now that I'm about to get into. Okay, I also been experienced mostly on Facebook. Now, I ain't going to give you no minute. I'm going to give you running. Now, the first lie I had trust that the family, said was a lie. It's false information. They're saying that the same last name, that Siobhan Williams, the mother baby J, was kidnapped. Okay, so what if she has the last name Williams, and the suspect who had baby J, who kidnapped him, Corey Williams, in custody? So what if his last name is Williams? This is a common last name, is what the family is saying. And this post, the family members say this. It is a common last name, though. They got the same last name. They related. They look alike. Williams is kind of last name. God damn. We don't know that man. We ain't never seen him day in our lives. If he related to us, please let us know something you don't know. With a whole bunch of laughing. So this right here is answering everybody's question. Okay, as far as these last names and Williams and Siobhan, the mama, is related to this They gave him a bail of $75,000. So he has to pay 10% of the five. So that's like 7,000. What? 7,500. Yeah, 7,500 in order for him to bond out.
Saying that allegedly, this is what they're saying, that the mom Siobhan and the dad Jamal Sr. They came up with the idea of the kidnapping, just to collect the GoFundMe.
Well, I didn't hear about that. I heard about it was a 14-year-old boy idea. That's what the news said. They're saying it's something about a GoFundMe. I don't know about that.
Of course, tried to say that Corey Williams was the family member because of the last name. As I just explained, that's false. Okay, this is another narrative. Okay, and that when Corey Williams was holding the child, they were going to be collecting this GoFundMe money and things of that nature. They were going to let the child go, but this whole thing fell apart because the feds, the law enforcement, found the child before they could carry out this scam on collecting the GoFundMe money. Now, isn't that crazy? Well, the family, they, reacted to this thing, and now the family of Siobhan, they defend her, of course, as they should, and they address this lady who shared this false narrative. They tell her, they say, this lady smoking all the kick in the world. She thinks that with all the money my little cousin got, that she would do this to her own kid for a fucking.
Well, where was she when her kid was doing all this? Because she wasn't in the news now. So let's get something straight. What state did Milwaukee? It happened in Milwaukee. I mean, here's the thing. They're going to defend their. If they ain't got no straightforward people in their family, such as myself, they are to try to cover up for their family member, try to make them look good. I mean, clearly everybody, she got a record as being a well-known dealer. So it's not like she walking the straight and narrow. She does things. The other question: where was his mother when all this was going down? She was nowhere in the picture. Nowhere in the picture. So to try to paint this narrative as if she got, because they were saying about a GoFundMe. Now I don't know about no GoFundMe account. I know about what they said in the news from Corey himself, who said that he was trying to get the mother for ransom, that when we couldn't get her, they went for the son. He said that. Not nobody on no social media. Corey said that. Now, what this guy is talking about is some GoFundMe. I don't know what that's about. But apparently somebody said that they were trying to run a GoFundMe scam with people, and her family's trying to defend her. Well, that's what they're gonna do, try to make her look good. But she done painted a bad picture on herself as his mother. One, you out in the streets, calling yourself being and you got a son to worry about. That type of lifestyle, you shouldn't even be in that, ma'am. And originally they thought it was his baby, was the daddy, but now they find out it's you. I mean, or either both of y'all. Come on now, let's keep it real.
Making all these false posts like it's the truth to this shit. If I was my cousin and Jamal, I would sue the asshole off. Yeah. There's one team to assume or speculate, or even to say, well, that happened like that. I wonder. But to put shit out there like it's facts, it's some mothers, free pets, free twins. I try to tell people all the time, let's not jump to conclusions. Even with, them saying that Siobhan, the mother, they unfollowed Corey Williams on Instagram. I told y'all,
Yeah.
she unfollowed Corey.
Hold on, yeah. Let's talk about what he just said about unfollowing, because I mentioned that in my video. Because apparently, right before the kidnapping, her and Corey were following each other on Instagram. So he was following her, she was following him, and they had some interactions. The day before the kidnapping took place, she unfollowed him. He didn't unfollow her. She unfollowed him, which made it look a little suspicious that the day before your son get kidnapped, you unfollow him, and then you're nowhere to be found when your son goes missing. So that's why they was looking at her.
Like she was in real life. Maybe he was following also to kidnap her. Maybe hold her hostage, like he was
Well, he was. He said he was getting ready to. Right. So they're trying to paint a picture like she's innocent. No, she's not innocent by a long shot. Ain't now. Personally, I don't think now one of them are innocent. But okay.
So the facts are, for Whitney, Javon, the mother of Baby J, were not in cahoots. She was in fear, man, this guy seemed to follow her. Maybe get the drop on her, try to connect. Come on, man. These are facts that I'm speaking. Now, check this out. According to the family, like I stated in my previous coverage of it, I feel like, the child, the father was probably targeted because of the lifestyle that the mother did. Okay? A lot of people were saying that the child wasn't the target. Well, they did straight for the child when one of those suspects, the two suspects who got out on the case, one of them went straight for the child, one of them went straight for the dad. So I think people try to decipher and say, well, now the child went to target. Well, obviously he was the target. I just believe if they would have gained access into the house, the other suspect, if he would have got a chance to get in there, he probably would have, tried to rob everybody in the house, right? Make everybody lay it down. Who knows, God would have happened. Okay, but as we see,
yeah, but that ain't no reason to justify leaving your child outside. I'm sorry. That's and then you shut the door. You ain't just running the house as if you was going to get something. You shut the door and probably locked the door, meaning your son was out there about to fend for himself. Come on.
Baby J, first built in design, him having a gold chain, diamond crusted pendant with the J on the thing. That right there was a sign that somebody got seen. And a lot of those mass gunmen probably feel like, hey man, we gonna do us a quick lick. So that's what, I'm getting from the family posting that, hey man, I can't forget about these super co-asses that just was, hitting on my cousin because she had it right. She was bald. So there you have it. That's what the family believes, the reason, the motive behind this whole ordeal. But now we have the hardcore facts that the uncle, Jamal, he was shooting at a vehicle. And this happened the next day after the Jay was kidnapped. Okay, it was going on 24 hours.
Oh, so this was the next day. So the uncle shot at the car the next day. I was under the impression it was the same day. So what shooting at people for if it's after the fact? The next day. Whatever.
In the video footage, you can see the uncle shooting at this vehicle, and these were people who was looking, right, for the child at the time working the search party. Now, Baby J, he was kidnapped on the 11th of July. Okay, that was a Friday. And then the 12th is when they found Baby J.
12 a.m.
Is also the day, this is the following day, right? That the uncle shot a vehicle that he caught a charge for, all right? And many people was already running with wild conspiracy theories and lies saying that the uncle one that set it up. Then the brother came out.
No, I didn't hear that one. I ain't nothing about no uncle setting it up. I ain't hear that.
And that his brother was involved in the kidnapping, things of that nature, right? And all this right here, man, was just blatant lies that was being spread, all because people just felt like they knew something, like they thought they knew what happened, okay? But in the end, we're going to see more information come out and unfold as to none of this is truth floating around the internet because no actual evidence of the family on either side of the mother or the father has been confirmed as being involved in the kidnapping. As they told us, the uncle, Jamal, when he shot at that vehicle, that was the reason he was arrested. And he also already been to court behind this. And as we see in the new footage that was put out, we see him shooting at that vehicle. And that's the reason he caught that case and went to jail.
Oh, that judge, I'm gonna have to show y'all that thing with the judge. That judge laid his behind that because he was asking him. Now I saw that one. The judge was like, And to make matters worse, you wasn't even shooting at the people that had took. That's what made me think it was the same day, because the judge said you didn't even shoot at. If you're gonna shoot at somebody, shoot at the person that actually did the kidnapping. You shooting at people that's trying to help you find your child, not the people that actually took your child or took the child. So, and I'm gonna play that one. So that's what made me really believe it was the same day. But he's saying on here that it was the next day that the uncle thought somebody was trying to hurt his family, which made him catch the charge. When that I don't get it. Why would they come back to your house and got the police department involved now? And that really didn't make any sense. I don't know what he's thinking, but okay. Because if I was a criminal, I'm gonna come back to your house and I got your child and I know that they're looking for me. That made absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. So I think he just made up a quick lie as to why he around here shooting at people. Now, if you in that now, if you were in the lifestyle like the mother is in the lifestyle, then you might have a reason to be nervous. You thinking someone is after you, okay? But now put that type of spin on it, it might make a little bit more sense. But to say that you thought they was coming back, the kidnappers or whatever, that makes absolutely no sense. Why would they come back? They got them already, and all the information is out there in public. That's just stupid. The day after 7-year-old Jamal was abducted. Police found the little boy safe Saturday. According to the criminal complaint, White told investigators he shot at the gun because, quote, he was scared for his family and he hid the gun behind the house in a wooded area. A father and son in that car were not hit. They trying to help in the search for the missing boy. Allegedly, the shooter at dawn was occupied by two people. They did not hit the car at all. So even if you were to put yourself, you would be able to contact with the people that you were supposed to defend yourself for. The sheriff set White's cash bond at $20,000. Now, as I explained in my previous video, $20,000 they 2000. White Senior did speak and give an explanation on as to why he ran and slammed that door, leaving his baby outside. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Like the father said, he figured they was coming to rob him, and he didn't think they was going to target his son, take his son, or any of them. Okay? But, of course, that they did see the video footage of the different angles of the kidnapping showing the house. At this point, the father just talking and saying some buffoonery, because you literally left that boy out there and shut the door. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Just to go ahead and accept the fact you was dead and wrong for doing that. No excuse. Because if you was afraid for what they was going to do to you, imagine what they could have done to your child and was going to do to your child if this whole search wasn't out there happening. They send prayers and support up for my little cousin. Both said, you to this back. Keep me up at this shit will hopefully be sooner than later. You never believe it. 100 know. So yeah, saying that, we know they should be locked up, but that does not mean. That's it, he finna change this. He probably giving their narrative, finna give his. Because that don't make no sense. Jamal, this was the only child, and why would she do anything like this? Why would she put her baby through this trauma, sitting out, right, at gunpoint? Man, come on, man, who would do that, right? Man, that's real cool if this lady would do this to her own baby. See how much money they flashing online? You don't do stuff like that. And this is crazy because they just don't stop. Now the arrest dates, the booking dates, for the suspect or a week, and the mother surrounded.
murder baby J. Got the same arrest, the 15th. Really? Now, I believe that Siobhan probably could have been arrested on the 15th. Today is the 17th. Right? So, how did Corey Williams arrest Baby Booker and Baby? Get to be the 15th when the baby was found in 24 hours the next day on the 12th. And Corey Williams was arrested on the 6th because he was there at the house with Baby J. This is on the 12th he was arrested. Why is this arrest booking date 7/15/2025? Just like 3 months. That's suspicious. That's suspicious. That is really suspicious.
Well, did they not charge him until the 15th? If they didn't charge him until the 15th, it wouldn't show until the 15th. Because we already know he was in custody as of the 12th. But being in custody doesn't necessarily mean they book you. That just means you're detained.
It's not true, man. See, more lies come every day, or they try to insinuate the family. But like I said, there's no hard evidence, no cold hard facts. The feds still haven't seen this. Either side of the family, the mother, right? That involved. I haven't heard that. Right? From my gathering, none of this is making sense that the father or the mother would endanger their child to their
Well, they already endangered their child by having this light all around their kids. So I'm not agreeing with that. Guessing they didn't think neighborhood camera. That's that part right there. That's the whole thing. Nobody thought about all these cameras people have on their door and on their houses. And in their cars. That's the thing. They wasn't thinking like that. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. So he got more charges than the one who did the kidnapping. Hold on. That is crazy. Okay, so he got charged with first degree reckless endangerment, a use of a dangerous weapon, a felony. So he might be doing some serious time for that one. Let me see what else. He also got charged with first degree reckless endangerment. Oh, okay, because it was 2 people. It was a man, so he got a charge for each person. So reckless endangerment, and I don't know who this guy is because he's not really making any sense. He's saying, why would he? Well, if you in that lifestyle, that's why he would. Because he don't know who coming next. If they coming after the mama, they took the son, and they was also looking for the daddy, and they all telling you this, then he's going to be paranoid if he's involved inside that lifestyle. So anybody that's coming up to the house, he probably is going to think they trying to do something to him. So for this guy to sit here and say it makes no sense, no sir, you're not making sense for what you're saying if they're all are in that lifestyle. Now hold on. And so yeah, he caught a charge for each person because it's the same charge twice. Both of them have a $20,000 bond, so that's $4,000 that he has to pay in order to get up out of there. There's this guy right here working with the family because what he's saying ain't making a bit of sense whatsoever. I don't know about no GoFundMe. I haven't heard of it. I think he's getting his information off of Facebook versus just going off of the news. In case a stranger tries to, walk up to them while they're getting off the bus and mama and daddy ain't in sight, But his mama and, well, not the mama, but his daddy. Hold up. See, this is the thing I'm saying. This dude right here, I don't know who he is, we're talking outside of this. He said, who don't tell their child what to do when their mama and their daddy is not around? Well, his daddy was around. His daddy just ran his scary behind in the house and shut the door and let y'all outside. So his daddy was there. So he's trying to justify the son, the dad. He's trying to justify not the son, but the daddy's action is what he's doing, instead of just looking at what the facts is and just stating what the facts is. This, whoever this guy is trying to justify because of what the family is saying. What family is going to throw their family up under the bus like that, especially depending on how deeply involved they are with their family? For you know, they all could be involved in this lifestyle. The ones that have came from was all in front of the media, or the ones that, because here's the thing, the family's writing all this stuff on Facebook because that's where he's pulling this information from, and then putting emojis and stuff behind. This ain't no laughing matter. So what the heck? I mean, you can address, somebody say something off the wall that you know it ain't true. You can address it, but all that laughing and stuff ain't nothing funny in this. So for the family to be sitting there laughing behind something that's going on that happened with y'all family, to me, that looks suspect to me with y'all. Because all you're trying to look for an excuse to justify the behavior of these irresponsible parents who got their child inside this lifestyle that this child doesn't need to be in. Point blank, period. And whoever this guy is seems to be making excuses for these people versus just stating the facts. If we're going to deal with the facts, I wouldn't be going through Facebook. I'll just be going through what you're getting from the media and what you're getting from the courthouse, sir. Not reading this other stuff and trying to justify the family. So this make me think he's working for the family to try to make them look good. No. Mm.
All these things, man, is going on the internet with these kids that have not been confirmed on yourself. What has been confirmed is safe.
Well, baby J can, hold up. Clearly, he's not watching the news because the news said Baby J was the one who told the story. That's why they kept Baby J in Child Protective Services. If it wasn't for Baby J the one who broke the case. He the one who told everything. And when they confronted the kidnapper with the story that Baby J said, he basically agreed to everything the child had said, that's what actually happened. So it's not people are making or spectacular, just saying whatever's whatever. I mean, it could be if you're following Facebook, but if you want facts, sir, then why follow Facebook? You get your information from the news, you get your information from the public information. Now, if you want to follow the Facebook just to listen to the beef and the back and forth, but to me, people are going to say whatever they're going to say to try to make whoever look good. But the fact remains, the father ran into the house, left his child out there, shut the door, the mom in the streets, the daddy's probably in the streets because both of them around him flashing wads of money that they really shouldn't have if they don't even have a freaking job, okay? They don't have a job, they don't have a business. Where are you getting the money from? And then you're advertising it, and you're literally a neon sign on your whole family because of the lifestyle you're to flash. And then trying to cuss out people who are giving their opinions about what they're seeing because y'all the one got y'all life out there like that, advertising all the money and all the bling bling and stuff like that with absolutely no job, no business, no way to connect. This probably ain't paying a bit of taxes. That just goes to show you the mentality of how our people think. Like, use our heads here, because if y'all was smart, you wouldn't be following behind a 14-year-old. If y'all was smart, you wouldn't be advertising your money in the manner that you're advertising your money as. Nobody would know you was a dealer. If you was gonna do that, if you was smart, you would have did it undercover and not in front of the whole public where everybody knows what you do. That is about one of the most ridiculous things. And just listen to this guy. I can't listen to him too much more, but because he just sounds ignorant about what the family's saying on Facebook. Who cares what the family's saying on Facebook? The family that you're talking about is also the family that got this child in a lifestyle where they're connected to the streets. And we're talking about some serious stuff, because if it had been for that second footage, if it had not been for people driving from different states to try to help locate y'all 7-year-old child who got kidnapped because of y'all lack of parenting, your child would not even be here. According to the kidnapper, they said they was going to harm the child, which is dumb, boy, because you just told them yourself. You didn't do it, but you said you was going to do it. So now it's with the intent that they're going to charge you with. And the fact, once again, let's look at the facts here. When we're talking about facts, the fact was they had that child on the 12th of July. They have yet to release that child back into the family's custody. That tells you a lot. if nobody's involved. That you, they not saying that the family isn't involved. They've got a close eye on the family because they don't feel comfortable enough putting this child back in custody of the family that is saying all this stuff on Facebook. That's why the child is still in custody. Let's also look at another fact. This person has been since the 15th, just like Corey Williams. They had him since the 12th, but didn't book him to the 15th. She's been on there since the 15th, and her charges are still pending. That tells you they're trying to stick it to her behind, so where she ain't finna get up out of there. And what's probably getting to happen is, we already know they got the uncle. They got him on unrelated charges outside of it. But if they can connect him to this whole organization, and now they're about GoFundMe. Now, I ain't never heard of GoFundMe, but if they were trying to do that, you can tell. All you got to do is go on GoFundMe and see is there an account created. And law enforcement, even if you delete it, they can get in contact with people from GoFundMe, and they can go get their metadata and see there was something created for a GoFundMe. If there's an account out there for a GoFundMe for them, guess what, y'all? The family in trouble now, because now y'all look like y'all in on it. Y'all got to start using your head. Stop thinking these people are stupid and they falling for the okie doke because you trying to come up on your big one. And look, our people got to do better. We got to do better. This is ridiculous. You can tell people that don't understand the laws.
Okay, so only assume at this point that there's still people who are
They got the gunman. That goes to show you he don't know what he's talking about. Let me get off the thing, guy. That goes to show you he don't do his real research. All he's doing is looking at book, because they have the people in custody. They're just not giving their names out. They know exactly who it is that was involved inside this. Everybody that's involved is downtown. They're trying to attach these charges to everybody. Who's rushing where angels fear to thread? Exactly. That's a very true statement right now. And it's mind-boggling. You can tell people ain't never really have nothing, because when they get it, they don't know how to act, and they just go showing it to everybody and doing this and doing that and trying to. It's not about your jewelry. The fact that they're focused on that your child is iced out, wow, versus you putting that money up for his college fund, or you doing something to make your life better or whatever. You're out here buying expensive cars. You can tell people who ain't never had no money, or who is doing something, ain't got no business doing something, or don't know how to act when it comes to money, because they foolish. You know, the Bible says a fool and his money soon depart from each other. So they do stuff that typically they wouldn't do, or whatnot. But you know, baby girl been doing this lifestyle for a minute, because they say she's a well-known. Typically in good, when they say you a well-known dealer, that means, baby, you've been doing this for a while, and everyone knows what's going on. So the family trying to paint her as an angel. She ain't no angel. That's why her behind still sitting up inside that jail cell right now. And best to believe, I mean, she might be a ride or die chick and won't give it up. But here's the thing: they trying to paint a picture as you the queen pin of it all. While they get off scot-free. Well, the brother, he ain't finna get off scot-free, because his behind done shot up some innocent people. I mean, not shot up some innocent people. And now he looking at $4,000 worth of bond, and he got to come up with, or $4,000 worth of bond, because bond typically is 10%. And I think in some circumstances they can increase the percentage that you have to pay out. As a people, we got to learn how to do better. We got to educate ourselves and want to do better. You know, this case right here is not screaming to me that they want to do better. All this is screaming from the family to the daddy, to the mama, to the brother, to the and all the kidnappers. Everybody just want to come up at anybody's expense, including a 7-year-old boy. That's it. That's all this is screaming. Street pharmaceutical crazy work, right? Like, they think they're so smart. They're so smart till they're dumb. They're not smart at all. It's like, why would you do this? Why? And especially in the times that we're in now, where everything is so publicized, everything is so out there, open for everybody to see. Before the case is over, I mean, this thing got more twists and turns and flips and dips. Before this whole thing is over with, the only one at this point that I think probably was sincere for this whole case with the family is, I'm not even really sure. I feel that auntie they kept showing her face, but you heard, they showed a picture, but you heard her voice. I'm not even convinced with her. The only two I am convinced that probably was really and truly sincerely bothered by this whole thing was that one woman who was talking to the police department, and when she said, I don't know what they're doing to him, and she literally broke down. Her, I believe it. That was true raw emotions. And that other girl who was saying it was 4 of them. Remember, she said it was 4 of them. Got 3 people in custody directly connected with the thing. So there's one more person still. Because that lady said 4. Then the news came back and said, no, it was just 2. No, it was 3 because little baby Jamal said it was 3 people in that car. So I believe what that lady had said originally. Now, there was 4 people. There's still 1 person that's missing. The cops are still, baby. The devil is in the detail, and you have to really pay attention to everything that's going on. When you piece that thing together, you can clearly. One thing about evidence, the evidence ain't finna tell no lie. The evidence gonna show you what it is. And all you gotta do is listen to what the families, from the auntie, I'm not real convinced with her. That one over the phone talking about, I don't know who would do this. The family shop, we don't know what's going on. I think she knew exactly what was going on, just like that mama knew what was going on, but she wasn't willing to tell what was going on because it was going to self-incriminate your baby girl here, the girl that they got locked up now. And see, that's the problem with people. People don't want to talk and open their mouth when they need to, and they be trying to hide crap. And when it's their family, now they want the world to jump in and help them. But at the same time, still shutting your mouth and not telling the truth and what's really going on. And that's why the mother was not around. The whole big question that I had has been answered as far as I'm concerned. She wasn't around because in order for her to be around with her child, she was going to self-incriminate herself. And that's why she wasn't around. But baby boy did the work for him. I pray to God, that child, the help that he's going to need. Because when he gets old enough to truly understand what his parents did to him, what his family did to him, that is going to leave a lasting scar on this young man. For a 7-year-old to be able to sit there and tell the police officers he heard his mom talking to the kidnapper and said she was coming and did not show up, nor did she go to the police and tell them anything, speaks volumes to me. There is nothing else to be said about Chica. She probably was just, I don't know about the GoFundMe, but at this point, you know, I'm liable to believe anything when it comes to the mama and the daddy, and unfortunately the uncle, because like that commissioner said, what are you shooting at people that didn't have absolutely anything to do with it? So what was the purpose of you shooting at him for? Which I'm sure was a sarcastic comment. I'm sure the commissioner knew exactly why he was shooting at him, because of the lifestyle they're living. I mean, your fruits will speak for itself, and their fruit is saying every last one of them is about as guilty as the kidnappers are. It's just that you wasn't trying to kidnap your own child. At least I hope you wasn't trying to kidnap your own child for some money. But yeah, that's yet to be determined now that we know about the GoFundMe. And I'm just not convinced, just because the family around here laughing and cussing people out on Facebook, that it's not true. And that's my take on it. Because ain't now one of the family, and I mean absolutely now one of the family, came out and told the police officers the lifestyle that their family was living, even when that 7-year-old child was again, nobody knew what it was. So the fact that none of y'all family, none of Jamal family white family told the police officers of the family's lifestyle, I didn't care nothing about that boy. Nothing whatsoever. You allowed you allowed your selfishness to keep your mouth shut about whatever your family was doing that was illegal, by the way, to cloud your judgment, and only by the grace of God is Jamal White still here today. That's only by the grace of God, not by anything that y'all were doing. And the people that was out there literally trying to help. This man drove from a different state to help your family, and your idiotic family shot at this man and his son. And the stuff like this right here be pissing me off, y'all. It really does. It pisses me fullest. Because the audacity of people. People only care when it's their family. And half of the time they don't even care when it's that, because clearly they didn't care about the 7-year-old boy. Y'all, I gotta get off of the subject and talking right quick, because I'm getting pissed off just listening to listening to everything and hearing the details and hearing how people trying to justify criminals. Because in my eyes, they all criminals. The only criminal that ain't a criminal, 7-year-old boy. That's it. All of them can be locked up, the key away, and the child need to be placed in a home where they can be safe, because that ain't safe. So I'm gonna digress now. But as always, y'all be y'all brothers and your sisters keeper. Keep God first. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Toodles.